Welcome to Kharche Ka Funda with me, Anil Saigal. On this show, we'll talk about the fundamentals of spending wisely. We have with us today Harsh. Hi, Harsh.
Hello.
Harsh, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
I grew up in Bombay. I lived half my life in the US. I spent most of my time in real estate and finance, and I'm continuing to do the same in Bombay.
Okay, you're back in Bombay now.
I'm back in Bombay. I've been here for about 4 years.
Okay, Harsh, you have two very interesting words that interest me a lot: finance and real estate. So let's hear your take on money and on real estate and on spending, because we are about spending here.
Okay. So for me, money represents security and freedom, right? And there's two types of money, broadly put.
Black money and white money?
No, not at all.
Okay. So tell us.
I mean, those divisions could, others could have those divisions. I divide money into either capital or income,
Okay.
right? And use capital to produce income and spend only your income, not the capital itself, right? And that's actually how I've operated for the last 15 years. Any capital I've accumulated, I've been living entirely on my investments for the last 15 years.
Okay.
So the capital is actually used to produce the income. I use half the income for whatever my spending needs are. The other half goes back to on top up the capital.
Great.
And I found this to be a very progressive, steady path forward.
Great. That's
And
what
this
you've
is-
been doing now for 15 years.
What I've been doing for 15 years. It started with real estate investments. Over time, we've diversified, keep the money more liquid. I invest widely in mutual funds through combination of growth schemes and income producing schemes, and also in commercial income producing real estate.
Tell me, Harsh, a lot of people have come here to talk to me, and they've been very scared of mutual funds. I don't know what to say to them, because right now mutual funds may not have given good returns in the last couple of years. What has been your experience with mutual funds?
So my experience with mutual funds is that everyone needs to have a very long-term horizon. It takes a while to build up your portfolio, and it doesn't hurt to play trial and error. If something doesn't work within the first year, you can always switch your allocations. Hold on to your winners, rechannel your losers into new investments, and over time that usually works out. Any business, any kind of new venture has baby steps, venturing into it. But you find your stability, you'll find your groove.
And does one really need to understand mutual funds? Like I keep telling people, you need to understand the fund that you're investing in. Or one can just go ahead and put money in
Well,
funds.
everyone should apply common sense at the very least. And if you're applying common sense and you have if you have a moderate, ability to, research the funds that you're investing in, and if you have some reasonable advice from your banker, you should be able to do quite well.
You don't really need to know too much technicality.
You don't need to know anything technical.
Okay, just see how it gives you returns and follow
Absolutely,
your
absolutely.
experience. Okay, and about real estate, what advice you have for us?
So real estate, a lot of people I think end up acquiring liabilities rather than acquiring something that can actually produce income for them. So look for opportunities where you can have where you can enjoy a rental yield that is going to grow strongly over time, rather than accumulating trophy properties that look really good in your showcase, but actually drown out your own finances.
So give us a little more about, like you said, a lot of people end up acquiring liabilities.
Yes.
How do you mean that?
A lot of people end up buying homes that are much larger than what they actually need, because they need to maintain a certain image, for example, and sometimes sustaining that image becomes more expensive.
Yeah.
You could have a more reasonably sized home, and you could channel a part of your investment into another piece of property that might generate income from which you can carry the home without you exerting effort on your own end. This way your capital is also working for you, and your time is free, so that you can continue to explore new ways of expanding your means.
That's a great perspective you threw on
The
this.
principle is simply to live within your means, expand them, continue to live within them while you expand them.
So if you need a 2-bedroom, why do you want to go and take a 4-bedroom?
Exactly.
Okay, tell us a little more about your thoughts on expenditure, since we are all about kharche ka funda.
Live within your means.
That's it. Simple.
simply
Short,
put.
sweet, and simple. But that's the thing that a lot of people are having trouble doing today.
Mm-hmm.
Since you have so much exposure of the West, also, you said you lived half your life in New
Yes,
York.
I did.
So, what advice you have for people who are now discovering the horrors of credit cards and horrors of buying
Yes.
more than what you?
I think we're enjoying right now, an adolescence in consumer finance
Yeah.
in India, and it's tricky. I think that everyone has to find their groove. I think people should generally apply common sense and think about the future before overextending themselves. Buy as much as you can afford by all means, but just ensure that you can afford it before you incur something that becomes a liability.
Exactly. So that's what I've been trying to say to everyone that comes to talk to me, but it's great coming from your mouth because you're a finance expert. I hope they'll listen to you more than they listen to me at least.
All right.
Okay, Harsh, thanks a lot for coming and talking to me.
Thank you.
And before we leave, funda of the day. Divide your money into capital and income. Spend only out of income and keep topping up your capital with savings and investments.